Greetings. It is July 19th, 2012. I am A.K.Segan, artist and Holocaust, genocide, tolerance, conflicts, resolutions educator. And I am here in Seattle with the Another Ways of God drawing number 13, which was made in 1993. It's never been exhibited. It's called Shema. It's about 20-something inches high, and it's on a single panel. The first drawing of its part in the series, which did not have wings drawn on it, which a few others have happened like that over the last 20 years. The title is called Shema, which is the name of Judaism's most holy prayer. And the Shema is a prayer sung in synagogue. Observant Jews are also known to recite it before drawing their last breath, and was undoubtedly said by even millions, I was going to say hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of Jews prior to being murdered, especially, for example, the Einsatzgruppen forces in the Western Soviet Union, out of Germany and Austria, Nazi, SS, and so on. They shot 1.5 million Jews to death in Western Russia. And here's the prayer in Hebrew, which reads from right to left, unlike English. Shema Yisrael, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. And I did the piece as it was kind of a personal, sad reaction for me to the death of someone I had not met, but who I corresponded with for about 10 months prior to his death, named Israel Birnbaum. This is his award-winning book called My Brother's Keeper, The Holocaust Through the Eyes of an Artist. It was published by Putnam in New York in 1995. That's a self-portrait Birnbaum did. Birnbaum died in late 92, I understand, in Miami, Florida. He grew up on Muranov Street, or Muranovska Street, in the Jewish district of Warsaw, which became the ghetto that the Nazis set up. And one of the obvious reasons why I wrote him, I found his phone number. This is still, some things were still completely uncomputerized at the time. Like Seattle Public Library still had actual phone books from different cities in the book collections, reference collections. And the first drawing I had done a few months earlier, in November, December 1991, was of the Muranov, what I call the Muranov Street trolley in the Warsaw Ghetto. This is the photo here, which I took from this book called Warsaw Ghetto, 45th Anniversary of the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. It was published in 1988 by Interpress, I believe, in Warsaw. And I had done this drawing, again, late 91. Muranov was on the trolley itself. There's 3 men there, the driver, a conductor, a passenger, wearing a Star of David armband, it looks like. Star of David kind of emblem on the front and back of the trolley, unlike trolleys, let's say, in other parts of Warsaw. And I had done the drawing, as I mentioned, November, December. This is a photograph of it. It's packed, or I would pull it out. It's framed and packed for a future exhibit. And I had drawn wings on it at the Burke Museum of Natural History at the University of Washington campus in Seattle. And then after the drawing was done, I decided to do a series based on photos just from this one book. And the first 16, well, at least the first 12 drawings in the series were based on photos in this particular book. Now, I believe that this is the photo I used for the drawing number 13, Shema, which I took from a different book of Warsaw Ghetto photos. And there you'll see this particular man praying in a hidden, like, secret shul. synagogue in the Warsaw Ghetto. The Nazi administration that oversaw the ghetto, which was a concentration and death camp itself, forbid certain activities, but they kind of flourished in the underground. You also notice the two candlestick holders here, like as if for Shabbat, the Sabbath, and the shadow, which I drew at the bottom. They were also drawn in the largest work in the series, which was completed in 1999, called Shoah Dreams, which visitors to the internet can find either in my Flickr.com album or in the Under the Wings of God and Sightseeing with Dignity page on Facebook. And the drawing itself is it's pen and ink, India ink, and both black and this kind of reddish-brown ink you'll see in these foliage sections going around and up the left and right sides. And I'll explain those in a minute here. Someone's mowing a lawn outside. It is summer here. The black and white sections are done with a lot of line work, a lot of cross-hatching, and a few sections of like pointless dots, like there on the right side of the talit, the prayer shawl. Now, one of the reasons I wrote Birnbaum was he, in his book, he recounts that he grew up on Muranovska Street, and as I had just begun this, what became the series, I was looking for book titles on art and the Holocaust and found his children's book. That would have been in early 1992, and again, as I said, I found him listed in the Queens, New York phone book, and I wrote him. And we corresponded for the following 10 months. He died at the end of '92, and it was actually Birnbaum who posthumously inspired me to do my first teaching. I had never taught before, not even in grad school, and knowing that he had given occasional slide classes in New York, in the Borscht Belt, the Catskills, and he had gone to Germany where he received the Young People's Award for German Literature in 1990, or German Award for Young People's Literature. In 1994, the year after I did this drawing called Shema, I put together my first slide class, which I used for at least the following 6 or 7 years, interwove Birnbaum's art, examples of works from the series My Brother's Keeper, and my then nascent Under the Wings of God series, which has continued to grow over the past 20 years. The kind of tree foliage-like sections surrounding this rather extremely somber kind of death-like image in the center of this, of someone praying with a prayer shawl on, but we don't see their head. It's like they're enveloped in black and silence and death. It was from this photograph, seen in Monika Krajewska's book called Time of Stones, which I had gotten in Poland, or later on, which is a photograph published also by Interpress Warsaw, this one 1983, which is, and I've used a number of photos from this book of Polish Jewish gravestones in different artworks in the Under the Wings of God series. This particular gravestone, this is the imagery I used that we see in the drawing, was from a Jewish cemetery in Warsaw, and every time I look at it, and it happens to this day, I see it as definitely tree-like, tree trunks and tree branches going up, and these foliage-like forms which have like foliage, almost like feathers, that can be made out. But I don't even need to squint, they also always remind me of skulls, and bring to mind photos I've seen of post-liberation at the Majdanek death camp in Poland, of skulls on the ground, and comparable photos from Rwanda and from the Khmer Rouge genocide in Cambodia. So there you have it, Shema, Under the Wings of God, number 13. Hopefully this will be framed and exhibited in some museum exhibits not too far down the road while I'm still kicking. There you have it.